My name is Kevin Ray, and you're listening to Truckers and Others. What's up, beautiful bitches? I can see you right now. You're looking good today. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back. You look great. You dressed yourself. You got the shoes on the right feet. I am rolling around, just having a great day. Where are you not going, dude? You got a green light. Go. Having a great day. I don't know why. I deliberately did not set my alarms. I said, you know what? I think I'm actually just going to get up on time with my internal clock. You know, my internal clock is never wrong. No, it's wrong all the time. I can hit the snooze on my internal clock also. Found that out. So woke up a little later than normal, but not too bad. Everything's fine. Got to work at 7, left at 7:15. I even packed my lunch. I even took a shit. Everything was great. Everything's going as good as it could possibly go. I get to work and I get in my truck. I did struggle to find the key because last night when I was leaving work, I was messing with we have a couple of new day cabs sitting out there. Kenworth T880s. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice trucks. We had a couple of, not brand new. They're actually older than, well, they're newer models, but they have more miles than the ones we already have. They've been sitting out there, and I've been just eyeing them. So we got 3 new ones. I have not seen the third one yet, but we have 2 identicals that pulled in. We got them inspected. We got the stickers on them. We got the fuel cards in them. We got the log, not the log, but the book. It's got all the permits and shit. Every truck's got a binder with all the permits and everything. And there's only one difference that I know about these trucks, because otherwise they're straight up identical. One of them has the driver's seat replaced, and I am not a fan of what they replaced it with. We have another truck, one of our other day cabs, we had to replace the driver's seat. I don't know why the lady trucker always just complained about her seat, so they went out, they spent the big bucks, they got her a nice new seat. The only problem is it doesn't tilt back. You know, it'll recline, but the bottom of the seat, if you hit the brakes too hard, you're going to slide out onto the floor because it's just tilted down. Not a fan. The original Kenworth seats, they got these little buttons up front that you can click them both, and you rock that chair all the way back, and it just cradles you. I am such a fan of the original seats. So the only difference between the 2 identical trucks we got out there is that one of them's got the seat replaced, and I sat in it, I tried it out, I was like, I don't like it. That's truck 309. And then we have another truck 308, because they're, well, I'm just going to go ahead. You guys can have the number of the truck. That's just a company thing. It's nothing important. 308 is the one that's got the original seat, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to start taking that fucking truck. So yesterday, as I'm just kind of fucking around at the shop, getting ready to leave, I'm walking by them, and I open up the doors because I forgot which one had the new seat, and the doors were unlocked. And I was like, oh, shit. Somebody's got to lock these motherfuckers up. You can't be leaving them unlocked. You have a hobo squat up in there. You can't even charge them rent. Just fucking hobo in there. So, I went inside and I said, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to be taking my normal truck, and this is probably a piece of information that I really would rather not have out there, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. The Kenworth key, one Kenworth key will do almost all of our fucking Kenworths, but it's like not just ours. It's like all of them. Like, who the fuck is the security team for Kenworth, because this one key, different models. Well, I mean, it's the same model, but it's 2 years newer, and they're still using the same fucking key. I thought, because we had 3 identical trucks, 164, 165, and 166. They were all identical, and they were all bought at the same time, and they all used the same key, and I thought that was interesting. And then we had another older one that a different branch bought, and I was like, oh, I got a key. And no, the key did not work for that truck. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's just these 3 are keyed alike, and maybe that's something that, before I worked here, they ordered them that way. No, because now we have 3 more identical trucks, and yeah, the key works for all of them. What I'm getting at is I went into the shop and I grabbed the key for my truck because it's got the fuel card attached to it for this truck. So I grab it, I go out and I lock up all the trucks, and then I noticed, I was like, hey, my passenger side steer tire looks a little low. So I crack her open, I grab my tire gauge, and I check the driver's side tire, 90. But it's pretty cold out. And check my passenger, it's 70. That's not good. I gotta use this in the morning. And you want all your tires to be aired up to like 100. And you definitely, if you have duals or steers, you want them to match, because they will wear differently. I don't know, anybody that runs a dually can probably tell you that. You want your tires to all be the same per axle, per side. Like, I don't know. You want them all to be aired up roughly the same, so they all wear the same. They're all the same exact circumference. Because if you have like one tire that's really low on a dual, and then one on the outside that's aired up all the way, the one on the inside is going to spin at a different rate than the one on the outside, and it will create an awkward wear pattern. And if you're driving around and you look at some of these tractor trailers you see running around, and they got one tire that looks nice and smooth and the one that looks rough as fuck, that one that's rough as fuck is probably low. I guess it could technically be overinflated too, but I don't think so. I think it's mainly low. Okay. And same goes with steer. So that's one of the tires that scare me the most, are the steer tires, because if you lose a steer tire, you're gone, buddy. You're like, I don't care what kind of power steering or how strong you are, that truck is gonna go where it wants to fucking go, especially if you're at highway speeds. You're gone, dude. You gotta get on the brake, and that's about all you can do. So I noticed mine was a little low, and I go in and I consult with my boss. Say, hey man, the tire on my truck's a little low. Do you want me to run it up to the tire shop real quick? He's like, how low is it? I was like, it's at 70. He's like, tire shop's closed now. But if it's only at 70 and it's been sitting out there for a day or two, that's not a bad leak. So just air it up before you leave. So that's what I did. I got into work. I aired it up. I was in a rush, so I checked to see what the driver's side was, and I matched the passenger side to that, because I wasn't going to go try to air up both of them real quick. You got to drag the hose around, you got to get the truck turned and all that shit. I was like, I'm just going to match them up. They're legal. That's fine. Don't look in the book to tell me if that's illegal or not legal or whatever the fuck. Okay, you know what? If they match, that means it's not going to drift off to, it's going to pull to the right if my right side tire is low. I just wanted them to match, and they matched. And then I got up here into Iowa, and as I get out and I'm getting my trailer all prepared to get loaded and everything, I'm like, damn, that tire looks a little low again. Check it, 70. It's at 70. They ain't got no airlines where I was. Well, they're like, we have 2 airlines outside, but we don't have any chucks. People keep stealing them. I'm like, oh, well, I could really use one, and I promise I won't fucking steal it. They're like, we don't have any more. I'm like, this whole fucking complex, you ain't got no one fucking air chuck. But oh well. I'm going to stop as soon as I get to the first truck stop, which is, I think, a BP. I'm going to pull in there and try to grab some air. Um, just to ease my mind on it a little bit more. That would really suck today. I don't want to be a future teller for myself, but that would suck. Okay, that would really suck. Um, yep, I had my sandwiches. You know what? I decided those pickles that I have here are not good enough to go on my sandwich. So I had my sandwiches today for lunch, and I left the pickles off. Okay, I left them off. Am I supposed to do that? I don't know. I'm gonna keep bringing these pickles with me everywhere I go, but I don't think I'm gonna eat any more of them because I'm pretty sure that's why my sore throat is sore. I don't know. I just thought about those. I was like, every time I think of those atomic pickles, I think my throat starts to get a little dry. And then also earlier this morning, before I was listening to like podcasts or anything, like early in the morning, like whenever I first get in the truck, I just click on my playlist and I just hit play, and whatever songs come on, and I just jam out to that until I get on like a nice, straight, even piece of highway to where I can. That's when I can start focusing. Like I can focus more on a podcast when I'm out on the open road. But if I'm like in a city setting and I got traffic and shit everywhere, it's like, no, just play some Bon Jovi and let's fucking hit the road, dude. But once we get out onto the main road, oh, we're listening to all kinds. I listen to Bert Kreischer's with Maddie Matheson. I listen to the Soder podcast, and I right now in the middle of Joe Rogan. But I stopped and I ate lunch and I quit listening while I ate lunch. I was watching some YouTube video. So now I'm just rolling down the road. But oh no, my sore throat. I'm pretty sure I gave myself throat cancer singing I Don't Want to Close My Eyes by Aerosmith. Or whatever that song is called. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep 'cause I miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing. 'Cause even when you dream enough, the sweetest dream you'll ever dream, I still miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. You can't sing that without getting a sore throat. Steven Tyler, how is he alive? Okay? How can he sing that song more than once in a month? He'll fuck his whole throat's all fucked up. Maybe that's why he looks all depleted. He looks like he needs some iron, okay? He needs to fucking take some iron supplements or drink some milk. I don't know. Cheerios got iron in it. Do that. I don't know if Steven Tyler's ever had Cheerios. I mean, he might be too far gone. He's going to need some Fiber One. I don't know what any of those supplements really do, but I don't know. I look at Steven Tyler and I say, he needs fiber. I'm not a doctor, but I mean, just my opinion, which is very important to the community, is Steven Tyler needs some iron if he's going to sing Close Your Eyes, Aerosmith song. Oh man, I love that song though. It's probably the one song from Aerosmith that I really get into. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep 'cause I miss you. Sorry about my singing. I'm pretty good whenever I'm in my own head, but if I hear myself sing, it's not that great. Then you could probably tell. 'Cause you guys can't hear what I hear. But whenever I hear it, I'm like, I am beautiful. I sound just like it. I think it's my mic. My mic is a little fucked up, so it gets a little scratchy and doesn't sound exactly right. If I listen back to this, yeah, it's definitely the mic. Um, I went to speech class when I was 2 years old. So, I mean, I've had vocal lessons in my life, and I'm pretty sure it's helped out quite a bit. Here's a fun fact. Me, growing up, when I was a little kid, I had a problem talking real good. So I would call brownies, like, cause my mom she would make brownies or whatever, and I would love brownies. But I didn't know how to say brownies. All I could say was Barney's. And so I watched a lot of Barney growing up, unintentionally. Mom, no, I don't want Barney, I want Barney's. And it took her a while, but she finally figured out that Barney's is brownies. And she said, you're going to speech class. You're going to learn how to sing like Steven Tyler. And that's what she did. And I remember, this is one of my earliest memories. We're driving to speech class. We're in our, what is it? It's not a Dodge, it's a Chrysler minivan. And we're driving along. It's got the wood paneling on the side. My dad thought it was classy. So we had two different vans that had wood paneling. And it's not even wood. It's just like uh, fucking drywall or fucking shit that you put on drywall. What's that shit called? The shit you put on drywall to make flowers on your wall. Wallpaper. That's it. It's just like wallpaper, but I don't know. It only looks good once you're in the showroom, and then you leave the showroom. I don't know if it's the lighting or whatever, but you leave the showroom, and the wind hits it, and it just becomes a rip down the side. I don't know. It looked good for a little bit. Anyways, we're in this minivan. My mom is driving me to speech class, and I don't even know what happened, but we got into some sort of an accident. And the way I recall is we're driving this speech class. My mom almost pit maneuvers the car. We pull over into a parking lot. She gets out, and they are screaming at each other. And I'm like, my mom's going to die. I was like, oh, shit, no. Forget about the Barneys, mama. I'm going to fucking be a fighter now. I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy. You're not going to talk to my mom like that. When my mom recalls the story, she says, oh, yeah, a guy bumped into me, and, we just exchanged insurance, but there was really no damage, so we just kind of drove our separate ways and never thought about it again. And I said, oh, okay. Well, I don't remember that. I remember there being a feud. Maybe the cops were called. I don't know. The cop pulled. He's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? Barney's! He's like, what the fuck is he saying? Like, well, we're headed to speech class. Oh, shit. Yeah, you can't talk for a fuck. Here's a sucker. And I like the police officers. They give out stickers sometimes. We harassed a police officer at the park once for my son to get a sticker. I brought my son over there, and I was like, hey, look how cute my son is. He's like, hey, you want a sticker? I said, that's what we've been waiting on. Yes. That's the only reason we came over here, for you to give us a sticker. Now he has a sticker from a police department, and I put it on his little blue bicycle. He doesn't care about it. My son also received an American flag patch from a guy from one of the military bases near my house. They went to the donut shop, and there was a military man in there, and my son was like, you're Army man. He's like, yeah. He's like, and then he ripped his American flag patch off his shoulder and handed it to my son. And my son loved it for like 10 to 15 minutes. And then then it was just on the floor, full of dog hair, getting ripped up. My wife was about to throw it in the trash. I said, "Don't you dare!" And now it's on my work bag because my work bag has some Velcro area on it for patches and stuff. So now my work bag has an American flag on it, and it's gonna stay there. And but I'll always remember my son got that, and he liked it for 15 minutes. So I got it now. Um, my other first memory is my dad tying my shoe, like teaching me how to tie my shoe. I can't repeat what he said because I don't know what he said, but I always tie my shoes. But if I think about it, I can't do it. And I think that's with a lot of people. But if I just got to do it quickly and then it's done. But if I'm like, oh, wait, if it's like somebody interrupts me or like my dog bumps into me while he's like, pet me while I'm tying my boots or something, I'll fuck everything up. I'm like, hey, back the fuck up, Rusty. Let me get this goddamn boot tied up. I'm late for work. Oh, the fucking Steven Tyler's popping back up. I got the sore lung. So yeah, that was at the down in the basement of the house we lived in. We were in Kansas, and I remember getting my shoe tied over there. One of my other first memories, which couldn't have been one of my first, but it's one that really sticks out, is I had this little bike, little tiny bike, like a monkey bike, and I think Monkey Bike is an actual brand of a bike, and it's this tiny little thing. It wasn't that. It was just a small bike. It had plastic wheels and foam tires. It was like 3-spoke plastic wheels, foam tires. I think the front wheel had pedals on it, but it looked like a normal bike, kind of, just really small. And I would push it. It was bright blue. And I would push it to the top of my hill in our backyard in Kansas, next to our sand pit or sand box. It's just some boards my dad mounted in the ground and dumped some sand in there. He might have also dumped the ashes from like the chimney in there too. I'm not sure. It wasn't a great. It's not like the ones you'll see today. People got that turtle thing, or they got like a pirate ship looking one. I don't know. It's not that. It was just boards in the sand. And let me tell about that. I used to play in that sandbox all the fucking time. I was always in there, and there were little roly polies everywhere, pill bugs. I don't know what everybody else calls them. They're roly fucking polies. Okay, there were little roly polies, and I always had my Hot Wheels cars out there, and I'm just making tracks and stuff. And roly polies, I'd put them in the little bed of my little Hot Wheel pickup truck. I bet that's my dog. I love dogs, but I was never. We did have 2 dogs growing up. I'm getting way off track. I would push the bike to the top of the hill, and I'd sit on it, and I'd roll down. Nobody taught me how to ride a bike. Maybe somebody suggested I go to the top of the hill and roll down as far as I can. But I know for a long time, I would just grab this little bike, go to the top of the hill, and try to roll down it, and try to see how far I could get down without falling over. By myself. No help, ever. Maybe. But I don't remember any help. Go up there and just roll down, and roll down, and roll down. And that's how I learned how to balance. That's why I'm like a kitty cat right now. I have the best balance of most men. That's what I've heard. Whenever I'm walking around, people are like, dude, you have great balance. I'm like, I know. One of my best friends, he says, dude, I can't believe how good your balance is. And I say, dude, I know. It's fucking awesome. I've been like this my whole life. I can balance on my tippy toes. I should have been a tightrope walker. I have such good balance. I have fallen down a few times, but most of the time I don't. Most of my life I've been standing up, I think. balance like a trapeze artist. But yeah, I remember I made it all the way down to the bottom of the hill, and I just kept doing that, and then eventually I would pedal, and then I got to the point where I could, you can't really pedal one of those things uphill, but I could pedal it on flat ground, and I could just pedal around. And then I remember I got my first BMX bike from a garage sale. I had it for a very long time. The wheels were falling apart. It was not a great looking bike, but to me it was cool. It was like black, and it had gold stripes on it and maybe some brown stripes on it. It kind of reminded me like Smokey and the Bandit. And I think it was a Huffy. But it was like a smaller Huffy, not like a normal size Huffy. And I would ride that thing around. I remember I was eating a sandwich going across the road, and I fell over. I was still working on balance at the time. I would never do that nowadays. Nowadays, I'm balanced boy. I'm just a balancing man. But back then, I fell over. I remember falling over trying to eat a sandwich. I think it was like a cookout. So it might have been a burger or something. But it was some sort of bread and meat combination I had in my hand. And I fell over. And I really fucked my face up. But it healed all back normal. So everything's fine there. And then I remember every garage sale we went to, it seemed like I was picking up a bike. At one point in time, I had like 18 bikes just in the yard, just laying around. I always had a lot of bikes. So now I haven't really been teaching my son how to ride a bike, but he has definitely grown an interest in riding bikes. Well, so they have these little balance bikes nowadays, and they're like the same fucking thing I had. It's a very small bike, but there's no pedals. Instead of, I had one with pedals on the front wheel. This one has no pedals. It's foam wheels, plastic wheels, foam tires. And I caught my son the other day. Not physically. I just saw him. He was in the hill in our front yard, and he went to the top of it, and he rolled down. I said, whoa. And he went to the top again and rolled down, and he just kept doing it. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at him. He's just perfect. I have him wearing a helmet, though. Helmets weren't a thing when I was young. I don't think helmets were even invented until 99, 2000. Maybe it might have been around 9/11. That might have been part of that Patriot Act or whatever the fuck it was. That helmets are invented. But nobody wore helmets, ever, for any reason whatsoever. Hard hat, nothing. Everybody was just men back then. But now my son, I'm like, hey, you're gonna wear a fucking helmet, and it's gonna be Spider-Man, and you're gonna look cool in it. And when you bang your head on the concrete, it's not gonna hurt as bad. It will still hurt. Man, I'm not gonna stop at this truck stop. Everything seems to be going fine right now. I'm not gonna stop at that truck stop. It's kind of a pain to get in and out of. So yeah, that's a core memory. Oh, sandbox, yeah. So I had all these roly polies, and they were my little buddies. They were my only friends. And then one day, ants started showing up, and I was like, "Oh, ants are cool." Then the ants weren't cool. They crawled all over me. I had ants all in my pants, and I remember running down that hill inside. I'm covered in ants. I don't think they were biting or anything. They were just on me, and I didn't like it. And I think that was close to the last time I ever messed with that fucking sandbox over there. My dad would also catch a lot of box turtles and get fingernail polish and paint up their shell. And he'd release them in the backyard, and they would just be gone. It's like, where the fuck that turtle go? Nobody knows. Everybody was doing that back in the day. Everybody had had painted. By the time you're 13, there's about 7 turtles with nail polish on it that you painted up. Everybody in my neighborhood had 7 or 8 turtles they had painted by the time they turned 13. And I bet you all of them died. From that, I don't know, turtles might live a long time, but I bet you all those ones died. There was a big turtle. I don't know, this is a weird memory that I have. There's a turtle that got ran over in the road right in front of my house. And the neighbor kids, they were a little bit older than me. I was maybe 4 or 5, and they were like 8 or 9, maybe 10, maybe older, I don't know. And they kept saying they were going to make turtle soup. And then one day the turtle was gone. They're like, yeah, we had turtle soup. And I'm like, oh my God, like, why is the turtle orange on the inside? What's up with that? Who did ever guess that? Like, I never knew turtles were orange on the inside until you see one get run over in front of your house. And it's a sad thing. You don't want turtles to be dead. But this one it was bright orange on the inside. Now it was, I don't like it. Not a big fan of the orange flesh on the inside of a turtle. Yeah, and those kids, they were older, rambunctious children, and their dad was pretty good friends with my dad, and my dad was into all kinds of stuff. We had a dirt bike, we had 2 go-karts, and yeah, the kids would always wreck the go-karts. They'd come, and he had a mini bike that he kind of like restored. It's a sweet mini bike. And they would just come over and crash all of our shit, break it, and then go home. I didn't think it was fair. But I really wish I kept that mini bike that my dad had built. That was super cool. It was an old junker mini bike, and he fixed it all up. Made it, painted it, put a new engine on it, new wheels, new tires. What the fuck are you all doing on the highway? Everybody just decided to slam on their brakes for no fucking reason. And we got DOT, Iowa DOT, running around with their little blinky light on the side of the highway. Like, just do the fucking speed limit and turn off the blinky light. What are you doing? Why are you just driving around on the shoulder just causing traffic chaos? And we got a Jeeper in front of me. It looks like he's missing his passenger side rear fender flare. Just thinking about sucking dicks. That's what he's doing, I bet you. When I drive by, he's like, if his dick was sticking in my mouth right now, I'd be happy. That's what Jeep guys think about. It's a Jeep thing. Another memory I had was jet skis. We had 2 jet skis. My dad got a good deal on them, probably. We had a sit-down jet ski, and we had a stand-up one. The sit-down was white with purple trim. Not like 90s fucking, looks like spray paint Z on the side of it. You know, I don't know what the fuck it was. It was straight up a 90s fucking deal. Come on, Jeep. You're going to make me slow down downhill. Right before we're going uphill. Dude, can you fucking get out of the fucking road with your Jeep? You fucking Minnesota bitch. That's at least his tag says Minnesota. He's a little fucking hoe bag. He's a soft top dick sucker. That's what he is. Could be a woman in there, but I don't think so. He just cruising around in 3rd gear. I don't know what his deal is. He's just going the same speed up and down the hills in 3rd gear, just wrapped out. He might even be in 4-wheel drive. Maybe he left it in 4 low, and he he's in 5th gear and 4 low, just fucking hammering down. I'm going to fucking blow his goddamn doors off. I know they're removable, but I'm going to fucking rip them off. They're not going to go back on when I'm done with them. One thing I don't like about soft tops is how if they're not in really good condition, when you drive around, they blow up. They look like a balloon. It's like, you look fucking gay. I saw there used to be this Camaro. Whenever I worked somewhere else, I would always drive home, and there was this Camaro. I saw it every fucking day, and the soft top was just like not correct, and the whole roof was just—it looked like a Volkswagen Bug from too far away because it was just ballooned up. The soft top Camaro, and I'm like, I will never own a convertible that ain't got a hard top. I don't think I'll ever own a convertible. That's just not a thing. Like, I don't know how many cars are coming out nowadays that are convertibles. None. And well, I guess Jeeps and that Bronco and most of them, they're like, hey, it's not a convertible, but the whole fucking panoramic roof slides all back. Oh, I heard about this new thing that they're going to start. I don't know. This is just a little tidbit of information, but there's going to be a gasoline particulate filter, GPS, put on. I don't know. It's on like one car right now. They're trying it out. They're going to see how much fucking damage this puts on a fucking car, but it's going to be just like a diesel exhaust filter. But it's going to be for gasoline engines. So I'm done getting new cars. I don't think I'll ever own anything newer than. I mean, I'm sure we'll own something up to 2023, maybe 4, at some point in time. Not anytime soon. They got to be in 2035. We might own a 2024. But as of right now, I don't know. I got my 90. I almost made a Facebook post to sell my truck. I almost did it. But I didn't have any good pictures of it. But I thought about it. I went in there and I started to make up a post. But it's not because I want to sell the Chevy that I got. It's because I want a square body. It's like, all right, listen, I'll sell this if it means I can get a square body out of the deal. I've been so anxious to just get it done. Like, I just need to just trade this for a square body. But the problem is, my truck, it does not look that great. It's actually a really solid truck, but it just doesn't look great. Okay, so it's got a bright red door with a silver stripe, like a silver two-tone stripe on the door. The rest of the truck is black. The cab corners have been replaced but never painted. The hood is black, but it's got green spray paint all over it that is slowly chipping away. I'm thinking by 2035, the rest of the green will pop off that hood, and then it's got a nice black paint underneath it, clear coated and everything, original. But it's like I can't get this green paint off without like scraping it off or sanding it off or sandblasting it. I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want to have to repaint the hood. So it's like I don't care if it's green. The bed is rusted to fuck. The frame it looks rusty, but it's not. It's just all surface rust. It's just how the bed. It's just how it looks, you know. But real, I mean, it's a solid fucking truck. It's just a V6, which scares people off, and it needs exhaust work to pass inspection. Right now, it's got a catalytic converter. That's it. And it's got the two exhaust pipes come off the headers or the manifolds, exhaust manifolds, down into a single cat, and then it's just rusted off from there on. So it's like, yeah. To, if I was looking at one, I'd be like, oh, geez, I don't know about this one. But maybe there's a guy out there. Maybe I'll find him. He'll have this perfect running, driving, rusty square body. It's got to be in worse shape than my truck, probably. And he'll be like, yeah, man, I just want me a V6 Chevy four-wheel drive 5-speed, maybe like a 92, black. And I'll be like, hey, I got it. Trade me, straight up. I'll take it. I'll take that long bed 78 square body off your hands. Lift it on 33s or 35s. I'll take it off your hands. You don't want to fuck with that no more. You want fuel-injected V6 power. So, I don't know. I think my best bet is to sell the truck. I don't know. I'm being a little optimistic here. List it for $3,000 and let them talk me down. Because it is a pretty rare, I mean, it's not the rarest fucking thing in the world. It's just a rusty fucking truck. It just happens to have a manual transmission in it. But it's got a manual transmission in it. And finding a four-wheel drive extended cab with a manual transmission is like, you don't hear about that. Everything works, it drives. I could drive it every day if I wanted. It just uses a little bit too much, loses a lot more fuel than my real red car. So, I don't know. I think if I can let people talk me down to, I don't know, let's say from $3,000 down to $2,200. It's like, I think I can find a decent square body and talk down the square body down to $2,200 and then walk out with the title in my hands. What scares me most about it is once that $2,200 hits my hand, it just disappears. Because that happens to me a lot. Like, money, and then, whoa, hold on, where'd it go? Where's my truck at? Oh, yeah, I mean, I sold that one, but I was going to buy another one, but with the money that I got from that one, but now all I have is a red car. It's like, what the fuck? That shit happens to me, okay? The $2,200 will straight up disappear, and I'll have nothing at all to show for it. I'll be in worse shape, actually. It's true. It's like, did that $2,200 like help cover extra bills or buy me something of value? No. It all got flushed down the toilet because it's all fast food that I fucking shoved down my face and then shit into a toilet. No, I don't know. If I could put it under lock and key. I got some people I know that I can hand them the money and say, kill me if I try to touch this money without a square body deal in the works. And they'll do it. I'll be dead. Because I'll be trying to get that fucking money. I'll be like, hey man, I'm thinking about doing guitar lessons and I found a guitar. I'd like to grab this guitar. Or I found a go-kart for sale. Has no engine and 2 wheels. And the frame is rusted out and it's only $1,000. Yeah, I don't want the square body anymore. I want this fucking go-kart. Or some stupid shit like that. So yeah, I don't know. I went through all our files the other day. And I have yet to find even the title with the lien for my red car. It's like, where the fuck did that go? Where is the? Am I gonna have to file for lost title? I don't know. Like, is a little bit of inside baseball. We're at the last few months of a bankruptcy deal, where it's Chapter 13 or whatever the fuck. We're paying it all back, and we're at the end of it. And I just imagined at the end of it, everything will be fine and paid off and good, and I'll have a title. They'll be like, hey, that's now you're paid off. Here's your title. But apparently, I guess it's not that fucking simple. So I'm gonna have to go do some investigations and try to find out where the fuck my title is and try to get it back. Because that red car, I don't know. I'm either gonna drive it till it dies, or I'm going to sell it while it runs for a little bit more money and then help fund Square Body Project. Because it's not a great plan. Let me tell you, Dave Ramsey will fucking hound me if I ever brought this up to him. It's like, yeah, we're broke as fuck, but I want a Square Body. I want to sell a gas-saving car and a pickup truck to get one non-gas saving, like way worse, needs a lot of work pickup truck, and I'm gonna drive that every day because that's where my soul is. He'd be like, "Shut the fuck up, you dumb son of a bitch!" Like, don't you talk to my mom like that, Dave Ramsey. He's like, "No, you need to hear this. You need to sell the truck. What do you need a truck for? Do you haul stuff?" I'm like, not really. The truck usually just sits in the driveway. And now I'm paying insurance and tagging the truck, and it just sits there for the most of the time. But I do use it every now and again, but not really there's a trailer in my backyard that is also just sitting there. But what if I need to move something? It's like, U-Haul. Go rent a U-Haul. Go rent the U-Haul. Go to Home Depot and rent the pickup truck for $29.95 per day. That's way better. And then when you're done with it, you can get rid of it. It's not yours. Like, that is a good idea. And keep the gas-saving car. But Dave Ramsey, I want a Square Body. It's like, shut the fuck up about the Square Body. Get that out of your head. You're never going to get one. You're going to be in a red car for the rest of your life. I don't want it. I don't want that life. So I'm going to go against the grain and probably just go ahead and get the Square Body because, that's what I want. And I feel like, I work hard enough that I should be able to at least have a very inexpensive project truck, okay? And when I say inexpensive, I mean I'm not going to be spending $500 on it a month like any other car payment. Well, nowadays it's probably even worse. It's like $700 a month for a car if you want to go out and get a reasonably priced Camry. Okay, I'm not doing that. It's going to be a one-time payment of $2,500 to get the Square Body, and then a lifetime of nickel and diming me to death. That's all I need. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull into this truck stop because I think they have air that I can use. At least I hope they do. If they don't, I'm going to fucking kick somebody in the face. Just kidding. Sometimes I say stuff like that, and it's like, no. Like, I heard this fucking guy, this big old fat, bald piece of shit dude that we work with, this fucking guy, he's like, I told him, if you want to continue this conversation, we'll have it outside. Like, I don't know, he was just telling a story about some dude. If you want to continue this conversation, we can have it outside, and I'll fucking put your dick in the dirt. Like, dude, I don't know. If you smell a donut, you're gonna forget about this entire conversation that you're having a fight with, and you're gonna go eat the fucking donut, you fat bitch. And I can say that because I'm kind of hefty too. Okay, so don't be acting tough, you fat fuck. I don't. I'm not a fan of the guy. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not really a big fan of him. He's kind of annoying. He's a safety guy. I don't know. And yeah, the other, like he's always like, if you're backing up a truck and there's somebody sitting in a truck near you, not helping you back up, you both need to get fired or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. And the other day I was backing my truck up and he comes flying around the corner in his pickup and about takes me out as I'm backing my truck into my spot. And then what does he do? He just backs off into the side and starts, I don't know, Googling Lamar's donuts. Okay, here we go. Do they have air over here? Please tell me they have some fucking air. I don't see an air compressor at all. Um, yeah, fuck this place. If I can't find the fucking air, not there, not there, not there, nowhere. Ain't got no air. I don't know if I'm gonna make this fucking corner, but I'm going to attempt it. Oh yeah, I'm making that corner. And then also yesterday, I was getting ready to leave. I didn't want to leave. You know, I wanted to keep working. Wanted something to happen so I would be able to get a few more hours in for the day. And then, what do you know? Something happens, and I do get more job. This other guy that I kind of let him down last time. I did a job for him. Kind of let him down. And hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get out here. Oh yeah, I can get out here. So yeah, I'll just tell you the quick story with this guy. Yeah, what are you doing? You gonna jump the curb? Why would you just do that? Why would? How dumb do Dodge drivers? Okay, Jesus Christ, you're so fucking dumb. You gotta have. You want me to hold your hand? Uh, So yeah, it's this guy. He's a project manager, so he's the guy that sets up some of the jobs. And let's just say it was one of the most profitable jobs that we've ever fucking had in the company's entirety. And I used to do the run religiously, like it was all week long, and I did it, and everything was great, and everybody was happy with it. I was happy with it. They were happy with it. I was getting there on time. I was doing everything that needed to be done. And then, Lady Trucker took over the job. Oh, come on, PT. PD Cruiser. Jesus Christ, you slow fucking piece of shit. Um, I wish I found a fucking air nozzle there. Oh well. To the next one. Let's just waste a lot of fucking time here. Let's just waste as much time as we can. Yeah, so it was a job I did all the time. I had, in the way I do my jobs, I like to get into a routine, and then I like to only improve upon the routine that I got. I don't like any changes whatsoever. I like to just figure out the best and most efficient way to do it that makes everybody happy, and then stick with it. Don't make changes. I want the same truck. I want the same trailer. I want the same route. I want to stop at the same gas stations. I want to go to the same hotels. And it worked out great. And but then they took me off the job. They just took my job away, and they're like, hey, we're going to start having this new person start doing the job. You need to train them how to do it and answer all the questions they have for it and make them efficient at it like you are, so we can have you do other things. I'm like, I don't want to do other things. How about you make them do the other things and then leave me alone? But no, that's not the way it worked out. So I taught this new person how to do the job, and then they just took it, and that's what they did all day, every day. They were doing the job that I was doing, and I was very upset at the deal. And then one day they came over, they said, hey, the new person isn't going to be able to do the job this week, so you're going to do the job this week. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. The new person arrived at the shop at the end of the week and said, hey, buddy, I've been doing that job for a long time, and the truck is ready to go. It's completely ready. There's no prep needed. All you got to do is turn the key and drive away. I said, you sure? They're like, yeah, I do this all the time. I'm like, I know you do. I trust you. Should I trust you? Probably not, but I trust you. Trust you just enough that I'm going to do that. So I show up at the shop, and I grab the key. I get in the truck. It's even got a nice new case of water in it, which I like to always have a case of water in there. And get in it, and I drive, and I go to the fucking place where you're supposed to pump up a bunch of liquid. And guess what? Everything is different. So the tanks are in a different spot. You got to back into a totally different building. Get in there, back in, and then I start, turn on the vacuum, start to try to build up some vacuum pressure or vacuum into the tank. And then I check the tank that I'm pulling from, and I get everything figured out, and I drop the hose in, and I turn the truck on, and boom, nothing. Nothing's happening. I'm like, what? It's got vacuum, right? Kind of. Not really. I'm like, okay, well, let's figure it out. So I hop up on top, and I check. There's 3 lids on top, and I check the first one, the second one. I don't know why I did not check the rear one, but it looked fine. It's got all the wing nuts on it, and the only way for that lid to really line up is with all the wing nuts on there. Or like the wing nuts can't be on there if it's not lined up, right? So I say, all right, that one's probably good too. And I hop down, and then I turn the truck off, and I drain all the oil. Because it's got like the pump uses oil to lubricate it while it's pumping, but that used pump oil gets discharged into a canister at the exhaust. So like it's an oil catch can. It's all the oil that gets hot and burnt and is not viable anymore. Gets in this catch can near the exhaust for the pump, not the truck, just the pump exhaust. And I drain that out, and I get an entire 5-gallon bucket. I'm like, okay, usually you get maybe a quart, maybe 2 quarts. What the fuck? Why is there so much fucking pump oil? Well, that's, I've had that problem before where there's too much oil in there, and yeah, it started to fuck up. Not sure why, but it just started to fuck up. So I'm like, all right, now it works. No, it does not work. So there's another catch can, which is for when you It's got like a little, where the vacuum is pulled from, there's like a little ball that stops the fucking flow or whatever. And the ball is there, so when the liquid gets too high, the ball will shut the pump off and won't let any liquid get into the fucking system. But if a little bit does, which usually it does, it gets caught into another catch can. It's designed to do that. I drain that one, and I get another 5-gallon bucket worth. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who? This new person, has not been taking care of this truck if both of these fucking things are full. So I drain them both out, and everything's fine. I'm like, all right, cool. Now it will work, and it's still not working. And I go over and I crack open the intake tube. So that there's 2 valves on the back of the truck. There's one where it's the intake, and there's one that's the discharge. So one when you load, and another one when you are offloading. And the loading one is the one that I'm trying to use right now. And you don't want an open valve at any point in time, so you don't get to check everything all the time. I open it up, and it's completely crystallized. It's got a giant chunk of product, because whenever you dump this product, you're supposed to open up the intake also. It acts as a vent, and if any liquid is stuck in that valve, it'll come out too. Well, this truck sat over a weekend with product in the tube, and all the shit completely crystallized. In the winter, it all fucking crystallized. This shit freezes at 50 degrees, or crystallizes at like 50 degrees if it sits for too long. So that's why you can't preload unless you're going to offload like right in the morning. So I clear that out, and I'm like, okay, that's the reason why I'm still not pulling any vacuum, is because that was completely clogged up. So I get a crowbar, and I knock that chunk out of there. And this is the guy that I'm riding with yesterday. I'm riding with him, and I'm trying to explain all this. I'm like, hey, last time you sent me out on this job, and I'm telling him all of this stuff. And he's like, yeah, but you didn't check that third lid. I'm like, I know. So the truck was still not operated properly. And I've done almost everything except for check that fucking back lid, which now is fucking dumb, but whatever. And I drove it all the way back, an hour back to our shop, and let the mechanics come out. They figured it out in 10 minutes. What the fucking the issue was. But they had some issues too. But they did figure it out, because they were in a quiet parking lot, and they could hear where I was in a loud building trying to figure out where the fucking issue was. Finally got that fixed, and then I drove back out there. I got a load. I'm going to miss my first load, but we called ahead, and they said, hey, you can dump on Tuesday instead of Monday afternoon. You can dump on Tuesday, and that'll be fine. So Tuesday, I drive, and I get a hotel, and I'm like, all right, Tuesday morning, I'm going to show up there. I'm going to get offloaded, and I'll get back on schedule. I mean, everything's already fucked up. Like, I like my fucking shit doing things the way I want to do things, and whenever the truck was not fucking ready to go, it fucked everything up. But it also didn't matter, because I had to work that weekend when she came back on Friday, and then she was off all weekend. I worked all weekend, and I told my boss, I said, this is not a good idea, because we have fucking a rule set with our fucking logs and stuff. I'm like, I'm going to need a 34-hour reset before I can go back out on the road. He's like, it'll roll over. Your time's going to roll over. Don't worry about it. Your time's going to roll over, and you'll have however much time you need, and you'll be able to get the job done. I went to a hotel on my way down to where I was going to offload, and when I woke up in the morning, I had like an hour and 40 minutes of time. That's not even enough time to get to the fucking place. So I called my boss, and I'm like, hey man, things are going great, except for you said my shit was going to roll over, and it didn't fucking roll over. He said, all right, well, let me look at your logs, because he's the master of the logs or whatever, so he can get in there and change some stuff and make it work. He said, I can't make it work. You need to be off work for 34 hours. I'm like, no fucking shit. So whenever I told you I wanted a 34-hour reset, and you said, hey, too fucking bad, you gotta fucking work, you fucked everything up. So I was right. So then guess who showed up? The lady trucker, and she just took over the rest of the week. So I fucked up everything. I mean, I'm the one in charge of the job at that point in time. So yeah, everything got fucked up under my watch the first day, which just ruined everything. And now, I don't know, because I was trying to explain to the dude yesterday on the drive over where we were going. We were driving just a service pickup out to the dealership to pick up his pickup, because his pickup needed some work done to it or something. So that's the only reason. He was like, hey, I need somebody to drive me to the dealership so I can pick up my truck. And I was sitting there. So I went with him. And I was just like, man, I used to do that route all the time. All the fucking time, no issues. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, and then that one last time when you guys decided to just throw me into it without letting me prep properly. I mean, I can't really say that. Like, they have nothing to do with any of it. But it's like, you should have just left me on the fucking job, is what I'm trying to get at. Leave me alone. Let me do my fucking job the way I want to do my job, and don't kick me off my fucking job. And everything would have been fine. The only issue I had before that was I blew a fucking tire. And it's like, yeah, they were all aired up properly. Luckily, where I blew my tire, there was a tire shop right there. I got it fixed, and everything was fine. So, I don't know. What I was trying to get at with him was, hey, man, I'd really like another opportunity to do that job whenever it pops up again, because right now they're shut down. Like, that job is not existent right now. But whenever it does pop up, please put me on it and leave me on it, and nothing will get fucked up. So I don't know how that talk exactly went, because I'm the joker around the shop. Everybody knows they can make fun of me, and I'll go along with it, and I make fun of them, and it's just like a good time. My goal is to make people smile when I'm around. But that's not good for professionality, Because then and I play dumb a lot. I don't know why I do that, but I do that a lot. And people take it seriously, and I'm like, you fucking really think I'll go along with your jokes about some shit, but I also need to kind of every now and again, I gotta let the fucking hammer down. Be like, hey, listen, hold on. I'm all about the jokes and stuff. But quit joking about that shit, because that's not that's like when I rolled the fucking vac truck, everybody still gives me shit. I'm like, do you realize I saved some fucking lives that day? I'm a fucking hero. You fucks. Quit making fun of me about that. I guarantee you, stick anybody else in that situation, somebody would have fucking hit another car or acted improper. I don't know. I don't know. I think I was the right guy to be in that accident. Which is kind of weird. It's like I didn't want to be in an accident. But I think I acted appropriately to the entire thing. Who the fuck texted me? So, yeah. That's about all I got right now. Check back again on the next episode. Keep all 18 down, you motherfuckers. Okay? Keep them all down. Don't fucking roll no truck.